Hello everyone, my name is Patricio Cid and this is my final assignment, Water Erosion in Southern Spain, for the Soil for Life course, Sustainable Soil Management. As an introduction, let me tell you why I chose water erosion in southern Spain as the threat I wanted to address. In southern Spain, soil erosion is a major environmental problem frequently observed in annual-based cropping lands and orchards, where farming practices also, tillage and other soil management practices foster the loss of soil organic matter, a key compound that enhances soil structure stability as well as other soil functions, among others, soil water holding capacity, biodiversity. The erosion of agricultural soil caused by water is one of the main threats to soils in southern Spain. The risk of soil erosion is higher when the typical hilly farming landscapes of southern Spain meet the right conditions. Soil tillage, particularly with soil inversion, also increases the exposure of soil organic matter to microorganisms, accelerating its degradation and, in turn, decreasing soil structure stability, leading to further increase in risk of soil erosion. The climate in southern Spain is Mediterranean. Rainfall concentrates during the winter, while summers are extremely hot and dry. Winter and summer field crops are sown in the beginning and the end of the rainy season. If traditional soil management practices are used to prepare the seedbed, the soil will be unprotected when probabilities of rainfall are high. Vertisols are some of the most characteristic soils in this area. Vertisols have a great content of expansive clay. When dry, a vertisol has deep cracks, which, in turn, foster the loss of more soil moisture from deep soil layers. In southern Spain, farmers prefer traditional practices for soil management. The traditional practices include the removal of all the crop residues covering the soil and also soil tillage. So, how do farmers remove crop residues? Well, they can either burn crop residues or bale the crop residues. Such set of practices leave the soil unprotected and loose, which increases the risk of soil erosion. Take into account that seedbed preparation takes place during the rainy season. Please allow me to share with you some real images of the countryside in southern Spain. The typical farmer in southern Spain considers crop residue a problem, something that bothers. The business as usual approach is the elimination of the crop residue. This picture belongs to the countryside of the Córdoba province. Take a look at this picture that I took from Google Earth. In this picture, we see black lines across the field. You might be wondering what those black lines are. These black lines are crop residues that were burned after being arranged in lines by racking them. Racking crop residue simplifies the burning process and makes it more controllable. Burning crop residues is not only used in field crop productions, but it is also used in fruit production, where the branches resulted of pruning are grouped and burned. As in the previous example, this picture belongs to the countryside of the Córdoba province in southern Spain. However, less crop residues mean less soil protection and less biomass that otherwise could be an input to increase soil organic matter after its degradation. Baling crop residues is another way, an alternative way to remove crop residues. Do you see those dots on the picture? These small points are bales waiting to be picked up and sold. This is an interesting alternative for farmers because they can make some money by selling the bales. Now, this is a set of pictures that I took in the countryside of the Córdoba province, very close to Córdoba city in southern Spain. You can see some crop residues that were recently burned. As it can be seen in this map, soil erosion is a main threat in southern Spain, where hilly landscapes are combined with traditional farming practices used to grow not only field crops but also olive trees. In the case of study area, long and sharp slopes are farmed using traditional techniques of soil management. Such a situation explains, at least in part, the high potential risk of soil erosion and also the actual erosion rate in southern Spain. Rills and gullies are frequently found in the farms of Andalusia, Spain. Gullies imply not only the loss of soil, but also the division of the farm into smaller pieces of land. Tractors and other pieces of equipment cannot cross gullies, which forces farmers to somehow drive around the gullies in their fields, which is time and fuel consuming. Trying to undo the consequences of soil erosion is also an on-site effect. The methods currently available to fight against the growth of gullies are expensive and the results are not totally effective. These sediments are a problem in different senses. They alter the natural hydrological cycle by reducing the capability of streams to transport water. There is an effect on the ecology of streams. The communities and the food chains are affected. Sediments clog water reservoirs used for irrigation and human consumption. Sediment removal involves expenditures that the society must pay through taxes or with the effort of the residents affected by this problem. The soil that is lost due to water erosion, instead of being used to grow crops and host soil organisms, is causing problems somewhere else. Is dead soil the future? If soil erosion overpasses the rate of soil formation, sooner or later the soil will be gone, and only the basal rock will remain on site. If that was the case, there will not be a substrate for plant growth. All the biological relationships that occur into the soil will be altered and most probably terminated. The hydrological processes will not be the same without soil. The soil will be somewhere else. The question is where?